I am seeing a lot of people wanting prices to go down. They want the price of gas to go down. They want the price of rent to go down. They want the price of groceries to go down. They want the price of goods and services to go down. All right, let's go ahead and have a little intellectual conversation here. When has the price of major things dramatically gone down? This only happens when we have a dramatic problem or perhaps a recession, which usually is not really good for the general economy. All right, I was having the conversation with someone and he was like talking about these companies and how they need to bring the prices down to generate more sales. Let me explain something to you. These companies spend a lot of money on data, and here's the thing. And this is one of the reasons that I don't have sales, because when you have sales, I'll talk about bath, bed, and beyond. When you have consistent sales, you train your audience to expect sales, and they will wait until you have a sale to buy. So this is one of the reasons that you're seeing these large companies. There was a talk about the cable television things. Cable television profits are up. They're up. So there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of, hey, let's bring the prices down. Let's bring the prices down. Let's bring the prices down. And if you were to go to the Google machine and look at the pricing of houses, look at the price of cars, look at the price of many things, you will see that through time, they've steadily gone up. And in recent times, we had extraordinarily high prices with housing, with rent, with groceries, and with gas. And let me go ahead and just be 100% blunt with you guys. The prices are not going down. They're just simply not. So what you can do is continue to whine, wish. You want to start a business. You want to set up a holding company, an operating company. You want to get yourself some business credit. You want to learn how to run a business. You want to start your first online business. If you want to do that, and congratulations to you for being a person that wants more out of life, for being that person that's ready to sit down, do the work so your future can be brighter. I got something for you. Go below and enter into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where we teach you all of that plus a lot more. Because you are not a normal, regular person. You want more out of life. You want to do more, you want to be more, you want to have more. And congratulations to you. So the link is below. Go ahead and check out this video, and then go ahead and enroll in the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where I teach you some things that you cannot Google. Can't Google it. Can't Google it at all. Hope and pray that prices come down to where you are financially, or you could do something a little different. Now, I'm not trying to brag or boast, but my primary driver, which is a Porsche 911 Turbo S, was $265,000. I bought that last October. My second car is a BMW X5M, another $100,000 vehicle. I live a very extraordinary, expensive life, and I haven't been touched by inflation. I'll share some with you. I haven't went to the grocery store because I use Instacart, which has a premium for the tip and the cost of using the service. So I actually pay more to go to the grocery store versus going to the grocery store. I typically don't go to the grocery store. I typically don't do certain things. So I have not been harmed by inflations, but I will tell you a story in a minute. Now, why haven't I been harmed by inflation? Because of this simple fact: I make more money. And see, when you go ahead and get that through your thick skull that you need to make more money to live in the United States of America, one of the most expensive countries in the world to live in, one of the most expensive countries in the world to do things in. These are the facts. Prices are not going to go down. And if prices were to crash, we would have a bigger problem. That means that the economy is unstable. The economy has a lot of issues. Unemployment is real high. So believe it or not, listen to me. You don't want prices to go down, because if prices go down, holy hell is breaking loose. So let me share a story with you where I'm not affected by price, I'm affected by greed. Currently in the housing market, and I am seeing people that are asking, in my opinion, ridiculous prices for their houses. Because see, this is the thing, and I don't know if you do this when you shop for a house, but I get into the details. What I'll do is go to the public record and look at what they paid for the house. And there was someone who literally bought a house in 2021 for $2 million. And now in 2023, they're trying to sell this house for $3 million. And it's been sitting, and it's been sitting, and it's been sitting. Here's the thing that I have consistently seen in the housing market. People have overpriced houses. People have overpriced properties. And guess what? There was this one house. They had an open house, and I went to it. Lovely house, but I feel the house is overpriced. And the house has been on the market going on 5 months. So what is happening? People are asking, in my opinion, ridiculous, overinflated prices for properties. And what's happening? These properties are just sitting. So what's happening is the market is saying, hey, Mr. Seller, yes, you can ask what you want, but I'm not going to pay that price. Me personally, I am not going to pay an additional $1 million for a house that they bought for $2 million less than 12 months ago. That's just stupid. That's just ridiculous. And once again, I'm not the only one, because these properties continue to sit, and they continue to sit. So what is happening is, and I was having a conversation with someone that, with pricing, once the price gets ridiculous, the market will say, no, I'm not going to purchase that product. And at that point, pricing will self-correct. And what I will see with property, because I have the money, but I'm not going to pay that, because that's just a bad allocation of money. So what we've got to understand, and this is not so much the price, but the greed. A lot of people got very, very greedy during this last real estate run up. They got really greedy, in my opinion, asking ridiculous prices for houses. Like my Porsche. I ordered my Porsche before the prices went up. And guess what? Porsche did not try to hey, the price that I was quoted on the documents is the price that I paid for the car. They did not try to raise the price. So if you're worried about prices, if you're worried about certain things happening, don't even worry about it. Because if the price is too high for the marketplace isn't going to buy. Which brings me back to the conversation. People are waiting for prices to crash. They're waiting for cell phone prices to crash. They're waiting, all these prices. Let me go ahead and just say something to you. You need to make more money. Stop whining, stop crying, stop hoping for prices to crash. They're not going to crash. So most things, typically prices have gone up 10, 20, maybe 30%. And some of these prices, once again, if it gets to the point where the marketplace feels that price is ridiculous, and the marketplace is saying, I am not going to buy, then these prices will correct. But I'm not seeing anyone throw away their cell phones. I'm not seeing anyone throw away their cable television. It's football season, man. They're not, because people can complain, but If it's something that they want, if it's something that they really desire, guess what? They're going to pay the money to have that service. They're going to pay the money to have that product. So instead of just hoping and wishing and crying and coming to the internet talking about, I hate inflation, it's so hard, it's so hard. Shove that to the left and go ahead and get busy. Now I'm going to say something that's going to piss off a lot of people. A lot of the people who are making these TikTok and YouTube videos talking about it's too expensive, it's too expensive. They're lazy. You know, back in the day, I had 3 jobs. I used to work my 40 plus 56. I used to work 60 hours a week for years. When I had my storage auction business, I would work 12 to 15 hours a day. These people don't want to work. And because they don't want to work, they're going to be crushed by inflation because they don't want to work. Notice I said they don't want to work. They have the option to work, but they choose not to work. They choose to sit and come to the internet and whine and cry and pout. Let me explain to you what's going to happen to these people. And this is a solid fact. Number one, you're getting older. And many of these people are going to reach the age of 65 and they're going to be suffering. They're going to be needing help because they refuse to prepare for the future. They refuse to do the work. They refuse to start a business. They refuse to get an extra job. And once again, homelessness is rising. Crime is rising. This is something that recently happened to me. Someone actually got access to one of my credit cards for Facebook advertising, and American Express, they're on point. They knew that it was fraud because essentially they have some type of technology, and I called them up and I canceled that card and I'm getting a new card sent to me. But right now, times are getting really hard and really desperate for the people who do not want to work. They're getting very, very hard. They're getting really interesting for the people who do not want to do the things that they need to do to be successful and prosperous in America. Because like you can come to the internet and you can make your TikTok video and you can make your YouTube video and all this other stuff and you can whine and cry. And guess what? Prices are not coming down because you're whining. You want to know why? Let me go ahead and tell you something. The top 20% of America is getting by just fine. And as long as people are getting by just fine, as long as people are going to pay these prices, they're not coming down. Only when there is a serious problem like with the real estate. Once again, I think a lot of people at real estate have lost their damn minds. Like especially with what I call the failed Airbnb crowd. I see regular ass houses on Zillow where they want $8,000 to $9,000 a month for a 12. You want $9,000 a month. That's $100,000 a year in rent. 85% of America can't even think about that. So you're appealing to a very limited market, and I will say a very intelligent market. They're just not going to pay those kind of prices because this is one of the things I learned when I was in the storage auction business. There's always a deal. There's always a deal. If you're willing to look for a deal, there's always a deal. Once again, I've been looking for a house in Sandy Springs, and due to the fact that I had this car rental business, and this year my taxes, I took a huge loss, so I know that I'm not going to be approved for a mortgage. I just know that, so there's no point in me applying. So I've been looking, and I was like, let me go look at Dunwoody. Bam! Found a nicer home with more amenities, way less expensive. So for those people who are willing to look for options, willing to shop around, there are deals. There are deals on the table for those people who are looking. So once again, instead of sitting here whining and hoping and wishing and crying and, oh, I wish the prices would go down, get your ass in gear and make some more damn money. That's what you need to do. You need to get your ass in gear, start a business, get a part-time job, start driving Uber, start working DoorDash. You need to get more money to live in the United States of America today, because it's not going to get any cheaper to live here in the United States. It's just not. Price is going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. So what are you doing to prepare yourself for the future? Because in the future, the price of housing will be higher. The price of cars will be higher. The price of food will be higher. So you got a choice. You can sit and whine and suffer, or you can make more money. What are you going to do? So going below, and right now, and this is so funny. I had one of these people, and this is hilarious, that went to the corporate citizen playbook and put yes, 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 yes. And you know what? I didn't even look at it. I just instantly deleted it. This is another thing. You have fools and completely stupid people who are poking fun at successful people because they can't stand the fact that people are successful. They can't stand it. So they're gonna poke and they're gonna play little games. They're gonna do what they can do on their little primal level. So once again, I'm gonna say this again. If you don't have $10,000, there's no point for you to even go to the application because you're gonna need money to get your business started. You're gonna need money to do certain things. But if you're qualified, go below, hit the application for the corporate citizen playbook, and then you can schedule your call. And once again, if you're one of these yardbirds who want to play little games and stuff, it's just going to get deleted, and it literally takes me 5 seconds to delete your application. You spent more time being a jackass than it takes me to delete your frivolous application. So if you're qualified, if you want to get to the point where you can earn 6 figures a year, if you want to get to the point where inflation is not going to bother you in the future, because inflation isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So if you want to insulate yourself and go ahead and create a life where you can create 6 figures a year, live the life that you want, go below, check out the corporate citizen playbook, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you're not pissed off. Hopefully you heard the message. You need to make more money.